In today's video, I'm going to show you how to place a Google ad in campaigns within the KW Command platform. Hi, I'm Lori Ballen, and I have a real estate team here serving Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas, and would very much appreciate your Las Vegas referrals. All right, so I'm on my home screen here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go down to campaigns. That's your megaphone. This is where all of your paid ads happen, as well as your direct mail paid campaigns. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to go into create a new campaign, and we're going to choose Google search ad. Next, we're going to give it a name. So let's just do, let's do, I'm just thinking for a second, let's do Henderson Homes for Sale. That's a city just outside of Las Vegas that we serve. And then I'm going to do, what is my goal? I want to raise awareness. This is really just for tracking purposes right now. I don't believe that it has another function other than it does show up now in our reports within what our goals were, but I don't believe it actually changes the ad format itself. So then we're going to click Set Up Campaign. Okay, now what you need to know is that in order to run a Google ad, you do have to have Google AdWords set up. So if you've never done it before, you're going to go to Google Ads, and it's this first one right here, and you're going to click Start Now, and you're going to set yourself up an account. Now with Google Ads versus Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, your billing is going to take place from Google directly. Where with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, when you run those ads, you're actually paying for those through KW Command. You'll see the actual billing come in from KW. So that is one. I believe Twitter is also billed from KW. So I think Google is the only one that's actually separate. So you will set up that account, and then you will be able to connect it. Now, you can edit anything here once we're within here. So if you wanted to edit what your goal was, you can do that within here. And then when you're done, you can just click that little arrow. We'll shrink those little boxes or open them. Okay, I like to get them out of the way if I'm done with that area. Next, we're going to connect your account. So whatever your Google account is that you're running ads, you're going to go ahead and connect that. And if you click here to connect a new account, you'll be able to go set up your Google account if you didn't do it the way I just showed you by going to Google Ads directly. All right, we're going to give it a headline. Now, let me just tell you right now, I've been running Google Ads for years. Most of my lead generation is organically earned, so I rank on the search engines and through social channels, but there is a place for paid ads as well. So I've done some with Google AdWords. And I will tell you that while running Google Ads in Command is easy, you're trading off that simplicity for a lot of the advanced features that you have when you run a Google ad from Google AdWords, such as being able to view the estimated cost per click using the Google keyword tool, looking at other suggested long tail niche keyword phrases and things like that. So you're really shooting a little blind here when it comes to using it inside a KW Command. So it's just something to consider. But if you've never done anything with Google AdWords, this is a great way to get started, and at least you can view in reports, what it's doing for you. Okay, it's not going to have the same direct lead capture that Facebook lead forms is going to have. So you're basically paying per click, and you're going to pay more per click on Google AdWords as well. But it's the nice thing about Google AdWords is it's a searcher intent. So if somebody goes to Google and types in Henderson Homes for Sale, and however the chips fall, that your ad will appear, it will show up here like this. See how these ads are up here? It will show up like that. Okay. I have one running right now for Las Vegas homes for sale, but the odds are that it won't appear in the ad space until somebody else's budget runs out, because I'm only paying a few bucks per click. Okay. I'm not going to get too far into those advanced principles today. I really want to show you how to run the ad itself. All right. So headline 1 is going to show up right here. Headline 2 shows up after that little pipe. So headline 1, headline 2. So I might put here Henderson homes for sale. And maybe I want to do just reduced listings. So I'm going to put just reduced listings. I want to stand out somehow. Okay. Now I've got 30 characters on the first line and 30 characters on the second line. So maybe I'm going to put Henderson, Nevada homes for sale, just reduced listings with a map. With map. I want to use that space if possible. And then the URL that you want to send them to. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually choose a landing page on your website that you have created. So watch this. If I click choose site, any of my landing pages that I have created inside the consumer app, like mortgage calculator, find out how much you can afford, my schools widget, any of these, my home buyer's guide, my testimonials page, these are all pages that are on my agent site or that are landing pages that I can actually send somebody to if I wanted to. However, in my case, I like to create a little bit more of a purposeful landing page link. And what I mean by that is if I just go to the front of my KW website, which is right here, Ballen Group Homes, and I'm just going to type in Henderson because I want to pull up all of the Henderson, Nevada listings. Ignore that error. I don't know why that pops up there. Okay, so then I can see on the map that I have all of Henderson, but now I want to do the just reduced. I'm leading with that just reduced to stand out from everybody else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the More tab, and I'm going to scroll down and check off, there it is, price reduced in the last 7 days. I'm going to toggle that on. And now it will only show homes that were just reduced in the last 7 days. Now I can sort this by recently updated, price, living area, price per square foot, days on the market. So whatever it is that I want to sort by that person would land on, so they could see land, they can see homes, they can see luxury homes, all kinds of things. Lots of ways to sort there if I wanted to. All right, so I'm just going to go with that. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to put in only houses. So let me change also more, and I'm going to select property type, sorry, not more. And I'm going to select houses. Okay, I'm going to go with single family on this one. There we go. I like that. See, right in the above the fold, although I'm on desktop, so on mobile this will look different, of course. On a desktop, I like above the fold, they can see the map, and I like that they've got several price ranges right here in that window, so that person can immediately start browsing based on what they like. Now, this URL up here, this long URL, is the URL that we're actually going to use. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go over here and paste it right in that final URL. So I have up to 256 characters. Now, Google is not going to show it with this long, ugly URL. Instead, it's going to shorten it, and it's going to put ballenvegas.kw.com. That's going to be the top level domain name that it's going to put in there. And then I can put a display path. So I'm going to put just reduced, and then Henderson homes. So it will shrink it down to say ballenvegas.com/just reduced/Henderson homes. Now that's not required. You don't have to put a display path to. You can just put Henderson Homes or just reduce. I do like the dashes in between words. I think it's easier to read. What this does is it helps increase click-through rate. If you're including, again, kind of the call to action in that URL, it's more likely to be clicked. So that's why I do that. Now we need a description. So see all Henderson Homes. Also, just best practice, capitalize the first word. With Google AdWords, it is a best practice to capitalize the first word. See all Henderson Homes that were, I'm going to put in the MLS that were just reduced in the past 7 days. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reverse this headline 1, and I'm going to put just reduced in the past 7 days. I think that'll capture in the past week. I think that'll grab their attention faster. Henderson, Nevada homes for sale. Ooh, I like that better. Yeah. Okay. Now, keywords. So this is the part where I was saying earlier, when we're actually posting in Google AdWords, we have access to the Google keyword tool, and we can actually look up estimated cost per click, not actual cost per click, but estimated cost per click. And we can identify keyword phrases that have a lower average cost per click that may not get clicked as much, but we're going to get more clicks for our money. Our money is going to go farther. We don't have that here with this tool. So you're guessing unless you go over to a keyword tool that you have or that you're using and you look up cost per click for a keyword. Then you can come back over here. So I use advanced SEO tools to find that out. But you can, let me see if I can do cost per click keyword. Let's see if there's a free anything that's popping up. Let's see, WordStream. I'm going to have to do some checking on this to see what's going to be the easiest way for you to find a cost per click tool. I use SEMrush. I'll put a link below in the video. And SEMrush does have a free tool to start off with. So let's just say I'm going to do Henderson Homes for Sale. Whoops. Oh, then it's going to ask me to log in. So there is a free version and then a more expensive version. I'm not going to log in right now just for the sake of time, but it'll give you an estimate. So for example, Henderson Homes for Sale might be $3.28 average per click, which is what you're going to do. You're going to be billed each time somebody clicks on your ad. So like $3.28 per click, but then just reduce Henderson Homes for Sale or Henderson Homes for Sale under 500,000 might be only $1.50 a click. So then you would actually type in Henderson Homes for Sale under 500K, whatever that keyword phrase is, and you would pay less per click. See? So I'm going to do Henderson Homes for Sale. For now, I'm just going to do Henderson Homes for Sale. And also, with Google AdWords, when we're running directly, we can actually choose the type of keyword match as well, like exact match, phrase match. We're not able to do those things here. And I don't know, it's not telling me whether or not this is an exact match or a phrase match. So those are the kind of things we need to see develop a little bit. So right now, let's just go with Henderson Homes for Sale. We'll keep this really cheap. You know, we'll spend $20 on it and see what it does, and it'll give us kind of a little bit of a gauge. I actually am running one right now we can look at in just a minute after I finish this. So then add targeting. So select locations. So I want to show this ad to only people who live in Henderson, Nevada. Now, this is another thing with Google AdWords. Let me do people who only live like in yeah, that's fine, Henderson. With Google AdWords directly, you can look at people who live in, people who are visiting in. You've got some different options. I'm sorry, people who live in or people that, I forget now, it's been a while, people who live in or people who don't live in. In this particular case, we're just putting in Henderson locations. Okay, gender, any gender, male, female. I'm going to do any gender. And then age, this is actually a required element, which is interesting. So I'm going to put people that are in the 35 to 44 age bracket just because that's my average customer. Okay, now you could also go in and include them all if you wanted to. There's no reason, if that's what you wanted to do or you wanted to include more, you can. Ad placement. So search network is this. Anybody who types in a phrase, Henderson Homes for Sale, is going to see my ad up here in the search network. This is actually a good sign that there's only one main ad up there. So maybe we'll get more views with this one than I do with Las Vegas. Okay, and then display network is where your ad's going to appear on partners of Google. So for example, you're on your Pandora app and you're playing music and you look down at it and an ad appears and it says, search all Henderson Homes for Sale. That is a display network. So you can actually look at Google Display Network. I'll have to spell this out on my tutorial. Display Network, what sites are on the Google Display Network? Let me take a look here and see what they are. Does it actually say? It doesn't say. Search partners, here we go. Oh, it still doesn't list them. All right, it just says a group of shopping, maps, Google Images, so other search partners. Okay, so it's not exactly spelling it out for us. All right, so I'm going to go with just the search network. I only want it to be a searcher intent when they're specifically looking for Henderson Homes for Sale, and I'm going to go with that. So I always say, if you don't know, keep it simple. If you don't know, don't put in, when you're running an ad on social media, don't run it on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram. Maybe just start with one and see how that performs, and then do the other and see how that performs. Because what I'm noticing, for example, is my cost per click on Facebook is incredibly cheaper than my cost per click on Instagram, because of I think it's because of the way we have the lead forms. Oh no, actually that's just on one I compared where I just sent them right to the web page. The Facebook ad is way less per click, half. The Instagram is double. That doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. That's just what I'm seeing right now. Okay, so we're going to click save, and then we're going to go to duration and budget. So they always suggest a 10-day campaign and a budget of $1 per channel. That's just kind of the command standard. That's not any kind of necessarily professional advertising suggestion. I think they're just saying, hey, if you don't know how to do it, this is what we're suggesting to get started with. But let's say I'm going to go ahead and run this. I want to run this for, I'll just go with that. Let's just keep it really simple. Let's go $10, and I'm gonna spend $30, $3 per day for 10 days, and we'll see how this one performs. So then I'm going to click Save Duration and Budget. So guys, the nice thing about this is you're not having to upload images. You're not having to figure all that stuff out. This is very simple. And on the right, this is what it'll look like. Just reduced in the past week, Henderson, Nevada Homes for Sale. There will be a short URL here, and then see all Henderson homes in the MLS that were just reduced in the past 7 days. That's it. That's your ad. Then you click Publish Campaign, Create Campaign, and then you have to look for approval. Now, let me show you really quick where that ad is going to show up and how you can read how it's doing. Now, when you first click on campaigns, now this is new, there's a new reporting section up here. And this is giving you your performance on all of your ads for the past 30 days, year to date, past 12 months. You can sort your spend by each network. So this is Facebook. By each channel, this is Facebook, this is Instagram, this is Google Ads, and this is email. And then you can look at how many leads you got based on each one of these things. You can look at your total campaigns that are running and your engagement on your posts as well. So this is new. I don't know how accurate this is yet, but this is new. Leads to goal is based on if you set up your goals in reporting, this will tell you how many leads you need to get to actually reach those goals. Right now, I just have a dummy sample set up in there, but this is cool. And then over here, you can manage all your social accounts and your connections, including your Google AdWords account. All right, but what I want you to be able to see is we want to click through and we want to look at the ad performance specifically. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to dashboard. Oh, let me go to paid ads. Sorry. We're going to go to paid ads. And what we want to see now is how well my Google ad campaign is performing. So this has paid campaigns that are active for the last 30 days. So we're not going to look at that. We're going to go down here and look at Google ads. So you can see here, this is the Google ad that I'm running right now. Not the one I just showed you, but when I was running as a test. Just reduced homes in Las Vegas, 10 days. This is my cost per mil, which is the impressions. Every 1,000 times my ad is shown, I'm spending an average of $22.08 for that 1,000 ads. Cost per click is only 31 cents, which is cheap, 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 cheap. So this is saying I've gotten 62 clicks for 31 cents, which is incredible for that ad spend. That's ridiculously low, but there's 0 leads. And the reason why is because there isn't a great direct lead capture on the KW Command website, so it's not forcing any type of lead capture for them to browse. So it's more like brand awareness than it is right now having a direct call to action. So unless they were to see a property they like and click the heart or save it, then we don't have any leads populating from that. So this is going to be a significant difference that you're going to see over one of your Facebook ads where you have a lead form. Okay, so this is why, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this specifically. We're going to want to create a landing page that is specific for our Google ads that force registration. So we'll work on that and some best practices coming up. I wanted you to see how to do this out of the box, sending them to your main page. So my total spend, I've only spent $19 right now, $30 total. So as far as a Google AdWords campaign performance-wise, for clicks, this is doing incredibly well. How it's doing for leads is incredibly poor, okay? So that's our big difference there. Now we're gonna compare these two and see how they're performing in conjunction with each other. And I'll look and see if in the KW answers, if it tells us if it's a phrase match or exact match, how they're doing that, if it tells us that. But for now, at least you can see how your ad's performing. If I click here to the left-hand side, even though there's no little arrow, it does open the additional rows here. And I'm able to, are they doing the same thing? Okay, here up top, I'm able to download the CSV, duplicate the campaign, edit the campaign, or stop the campaign. And on this bottom one here, I can edit the campaign or stop the campaign. So they're pretty much doing the same thing. I'm also able to click it and basically see what the ad looks like that's running. I'm almost certain, though, that is a short URL. It's not that long, ugly URL, because I don't think I ever see those long ones anymore. I can't actually see the ad running, so I'm not sure, but I believe that is shortened now to that little display URL, okay? So overall, performing well as far as cost per click goes. So that is how you run a general Google Ads campaign. Stay with me, subscribe to the channel. We'll be working on best practices on ads that actually convert to leads as we go along. Thanks for joining me. I'm Lori Ballen in Las Vegas, Nevada.